tag team belt.
What was that? The guy just came over here and let out some kind of scream.
Now that's what I call wrestling. Hey there, sports fan. My name is Kit, and this is Now That's What I Call Wrestling, the good, bad wrestling show. And this is now the 13th. What's now the 13th mean? Well, it's the 13th episode of our World Wrestling Empire chronicalization. It's the 13th episode of the World Wrestling Empire videos. What makes the 13th so spooky? I don't know. Maybe it's because it's the 13th one and I thought it'd be fun to just make a different graphic. Some things aren't that deep. If it's your first time tuning in, that's fine. You don't have to worry about it. We'll explain everything as we go. You'll enjoy it. You'll have a good time, okay? If you're willing, you'll have a good time. But also, hey, after it's over, go back and watch all the other ones. There's like a bunch. I don't even know how many videos I have. There's a bunch of them. Watch them all. Share them all. We hit a little milestone in subscribers recently. That really meant a lot to me, genuinely. And I can't believe that so many of you are interested in joining me every week. And it's very cool. But what am I doing wasting all of our spooky time? We have in this lifetime, you only have a short amount of spooky time. And we're wasting it right now with me just talking. So let's just hop right in to Now 13 and give a reaction to the spooky action. Just a quick reminder that we are in our radioactive phase. We are in our Toxic Avenger era of World Wrestling Empire.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and give a reaction to the action.
Always a good sign when you're in the intro of your wrestling show and you have to feature a big section of empty seats. Off to a fantastic start.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Ledge with Prince Devlin Blanchard, and boy, have we got some action tonight.
We have got Bone Crusher Bobby Burns.
I don't mind that Ledge doesn't give a last name, but let's center it because now that's Chekhov's last name, right? Like not literally, Chekhov's last name is Chekhov, but like you have injected mystery into this episode, every episode, where we have Ledge up at the top and then just a blank space of like, yeah, it's Act 1 right now. We've introduced the possibility that last name is coming. Chekhov's rule is don't introduce a bad pro wrestling commentator's potential last name in Act 1 and not have it go off in Act 3.
We're going to take a short break, get a word in from our sponsors, and we're going to be right back with...
As always, it's absolute box office dynamite. It's ratings gold to start your wrestling show with a long, bad intro and then go immediately to commercial. You're hooking them in. There's so much mystery. There's so much intrigue right off the bat. Why are we going to commercial? What's coming up when we come back? What are these guys' last names?
Saturday, April 1st, 1995. I'm not kidding. Saturday, April 1st, 1995 for a taped-for-television event. See the wildest tag team action.
Look, this is a modern show, okay? Not the one we're watching, the one you're watching. We understand the seriousness of bullying in real life, all right? However, roll with me here. I love the idea that the director of this show is just incessantly bullying Devlin Blanchard. Like, to the degree to which I imagine Devlin Blanchard's like, I know we taped the show, and, like, it's a long day, and I know your job's hard, and you're in the edit suite, and it's taking a long time, and you put a lot of effort into it, but, like, I sat down to watch with my family, and now all my kids... they think I'm an April Fool.
Here with the Atomic Playboy, Steve Hartley.
Steve Hartley does look like he's about to tell us about how the new iPhone does basically the same shit as the last iPhone, but slightly bigger.
Unlocking it is as easy as looking at it and swiping up. And, let's try that again. Ho, ho, ho.
You know something, Ledge? A man does things in his life.
Bro's wearing his class ring, I think. Listen, I get it. You should be proud of yourself. You graduated high school 18 years ago, man.
And I feel it's high time that the Atomic Playboy introduces himself to the World Wrestling Empire as more than just a referee.
What does that even mean? Like, the atomic playboy.
This guy's radioactive. Hey, ladies, you're going to be experiencing the fallout from this guy for 25 to 30 years. Hey, ladies, this guy's a real unforgettable tragedy.
I've been scouting the talent here in the World Wrestling Empire from inside the ring, and I'm scouting it from the outside of the ring. And let me tell you something.
Nervous bad promo laugh is one of my favorites, where it's like, you're like, all right, I got to pretend I'm being confident. Yeah, hey, I've been hanging out by ringside. And then, you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to go down and I'm going to find who I want to manage. Unless you're like a 1970s evangelical preacher guy, that's just like the vocal cue to like train the audience to when they need to like know that you're moving to the next sentence. Maybe that's the, maybe I'm the idiot. Is it possible that the atomic playboy Steve Hartley is playing 5D chess in 1995? The year of our Lord.
I got many, many resources at my disposal, and I'm going to find somebody in the Empire that could use the guidance, not the class.
Are you a good guy or are you a bad guy? I don't know what to do with it. Listen, atomic playboy Steve Hartley. This is 1995, my man. We have good guys and we have bad guys. What do you think this is, the modern day where it doesn't matter? And like one week it's the good guy against the bad guy. The next week they switch for no reason. And then one guy's like a dick one week, but we're supposed to cheer him the next week. It's just like this shades of gray, 50 shades of gray. Steve Hartley. Fanfic. Atomic playboy. Steve Hartley. But it's 50 Shades of Gray. Working title, 50 Shades of...
I look forward to what's going to be happening with Steve Hartley in the weeks to come. You should be too.
I shouldn't, you shouldn't, we shouldn't, and we won't.
You've always wanted to be Devlin. You can't do it, pal.
I don't even think that Devlin Blanchard should try to be Devlin Blanchard.
Well, I think Steve Hartley's new move into management is a good move on his part. I wish him a lot of luck and success.
Write a spec script like Succession, but with atomic playboy Steve Hartley. Working title, Suck Session. I wish that we could see, I've brought this up before, but I really wish we could see what Ledge's button says. It looks kind of like the circle and line through it, like Ghostbusters, whatever that's called. But it also kind of looks like the Grateful Dead symbol, like a little, like just enough. But it also kind of looks like Crooked Pokemon. If anyone out there has that advanced technology where they can say like enhance and then like it just goes in and makes it clear, can you do that and leave it for me down there?
Bone Crusher Bobby Burns!
Just so you know, Bone Crusher Bobby Burns is not his name. His name is Dirty Dan, because I got his name wrong in the first episode, so that's what it's been forever. And the idiot with the flag is his tag team partner, Regular Dan. These guys are my least favorite humans on the entire planet. I'd just like to say that I'm exaggerating, but unfortunately, that would be a lie.
From Muleshoe, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, Uncle Donk!
Hold on. Stop right there. Wait. First of all, his height is 600. 320 pounds, home, Muleshoe, Texas. Muleshoe, Texas. It's hard to say. Uncle Donk. What is Donk short for? Donkovan? Donkovich? Being Uncle Donkovich? Donka Shane? Donk A. Shane. Solved. His full name is Uncle Donk A. Shane. Pro wrestling detective.
Uncle Donk. Look at this guy.
Do I have to?
Who is this? What is this guy? I'm not even going to ask who he is. I'm going to say, what is this guy?
Very successful, and I'm going to...
I imagine that wrestling barefoot is just a wild ride. Like in the course of your career and life, like just the things, Like, I've wrestled on 1,000 matches. I have no idea. I've always worn boots, wrestling boots, professional wrestling boots, okay? So I imagine that had I had those 1,000 matches with my dogs out, I would be living a different life. I would either be in like this utopian future where there's no crime and everyone's taken care of and happy and everyone gets a free Xbox, or the hospital. Bro, it's a wild look. So we have the short pant overalls and no shoes. We have the straw hat folded up in the front, something in his hand, I have no idea. And volleyball knee pads. Because safety, third or fourth.
Look at him. This guy wrestles mules, circus bears, wildcats, and every kind of giant-sized catfish that you've ever seen in your whole life. This guy's taking them all on and beat every one of them.
Cool, brass. It's a strange flex. This guy beats the fuck out of animals. I'm upset about this, and probably not for the reason you might be expecting, but it's mostly because I feel like I'm going to enjoy this. Because say what you want, I don't care. I know I don't fit in with the modern times of what pro wrestling on this level has become, but I just love fun. Uncle Donk already, everything about him aside, I can tell that this guy is, first of all, in real life, just unbearable. Like, this is the guy at the family reunion who's just stealing all of the focus, making all of the potato salad jokes, really wildly good at cornhole where you toss the the bean bag into the other thing. You heard it here first. Uncle Dong. Dr. Freud, are you listening? Uncle Donk is best at cornholing. Uncle Donk just giving out those free feet pics.
Bone Crusher Bobby Burns, tag team belt.
What was that? The guy just came over here and let out some kind of scream.
Whoa, Uncle Donk showing he's ready for a good time tonight.
Uncle Donk showing he doesn't mind essaying the referee.
I'm telling you, that's 6 foot, 320 pounds of just hillbilly nuts right there.
Do what now? That's the secret to Uncle Donk's power. His nuts are 320 pounds, guys.
Oh, he's a Texan.
He's a Texan taking on another Texan, Bone Crusher, Bobby Burns.
This guy.
You know, I'm sure the Outlaws.
Real Nation or what?
He just picked up the referee, Doug McCoy, like a bowling ball. All right. Uncle Donk just checked his oil.
What part of Texas?
Muleshoe, Texas.
Who's minding the manure pit while this guy's here?
I would say Uncle Donk is about 15 years too soon, because he easily could have been like Bubba Donkadonk in like 2005. Just a pro wrestling tragedy.
Uncle Donk able to push the Bone Crusher into the ropes. Oh!
Wait a minute, look here. Steve Hartley has come to ringside.
Bubba Donk has been nothing but grabbing people's asses and waving his feet around and shaking his butt toward people. And Steve Hartley, he likes what he sees. He smells money and probably the manure pit. I like Uncle Donk. I don't agree with all of his tactics. However, if you put a Fitbit on this guy, he's burned 800 calories already.
He's Uncle Crab.
Oh, there he goes. He's sneaking up on the Bone Crusher.
Uncle Donk playing the violin on Dirty Dan back there.
Oh, these two guys are going to throw some weight around in the ring tonight.
I am just...
Oh, and Uncle Donk with a...
All right, careful, Donk. Careful, Donk, because we're verging on good wrestling here. We're this close.
Is that a word?
That is definitely a word.
Look at this guy.
Do not. Hey, friendo, it's bad enough we got a barefoot guy in the ring. When you are professionally wrestling, do not put your dirty wrestling finger in your mouth.
Or if this is really what you see is what you get, and there goes Uncle Donk goosing that Texas hell one more time.
I do think this match is so far set, in professional wrestling at least, the indoor record for finger f***ing. Where's Uncle Donk right now, and why does he sell real estate?
about some of the infractions of the rules that are being experienced by Uncle Donk.
There's an Irish whip.
Oh!
Oh, he tripped and fell down. And
I don't think there was no trip to it. I think Dirty Dan Wilder just interfered in that match.
Now,
the way
you
things are
didn't
looking,
see
it's
that.
fixing to cost Uncle Donk the match. He seems
There
to
it
be
is.
out in the ring.
1, 2, 3.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, who's surprised by that? I can't stand these guys. Uncle Donk deserved the win. He worked hard for it. He put his body on the line. He put other people's body on the line. He crossed the line.
Humbly, the sexiest man in the world, Devlin Blanchard. What a match coming up for you. Big A could soon be an associate of mine in the squared circle if things work out, Captain Rowdy, you geek.
So it's a weird situation. I've tried to do some online research for this. So we haven't seen Annihilator in quite some time, and he's back in action here. But there was something on a Tulsa radio station. There was like a DJ named Captain Rowdy or something like that, and there was like it seems like it was a fake altercation on the radio between Annihilator. So we have Annihilator here, who does currently look like he's in a C- Kiss cover band, and apparently he was on the radio and they did a fake altercation. The DJ got actually fired over it or something. I don't know. It's hard because the articles that are scanned in on the Tulsa World website are behind a paywall, and I'm not gonna pay $2.99. Raging Cajun, as we confirmed on the last time we saw him, was indeed the Zodiac Killer. That's kind of just a side note about him. But more importantly than all that, he is doing the pro wrestling equivalent of wearing shoes in the pool by wearing a t-shirt under his singlet.
There, right across the knee. And look at him. He wants to mess with Annihilator. Again, this man does not understand. This is not a game for children, Viper. You will get hurt again and again.
Just to clarify, pro wrestling is actually 100% a game for children. I love Raging Cajun because he does. We talked about local DJs. He does look like the local DJ who is like part of a weird storyline and has to wrestle a match. Like he's a wrestler, but he still looks like he's just like the football coach who is jumping in so they could try to sell tickets at the high school. I mean, this match is just a recipe for mediocrity. It's unfortunate because we just came off of really fun, good, bad match, and this is just going to be like just kind of a neutral, like, eh. Like, if Annihilator's best moments are when like the ring breaks, but like, come on, we can't be that lucky. But there's no chance we're gonna get that lucky again, so we're just gonna have to be optimistic, find joy in what we're given, okay, and just make lemonade out of this plate of warm piss.
Okay, I'm gonna apologize for something right now. Last week,
Don't worry, you were born. We accept your apology.
last week we talked about the moonsault, and I
Oh, no, not
said
again.
something about some other wrestlers that were incapable of it, and I mistakenly mentioned a wrestler from another federation who weighs about 415 pounds.
And holds his hands like a lobster.
Yeah, something like that. Well, this large man, I'll tell you who it was
Large
later,
man.
actually has been able to accomplish a moonsault.
Yeah. But the other one.
Not the prettiest thing in the world.
The other
But
one,
the other guy,
the big balding, blonde-haired, muscle-head freak of nature that's a champion or a so-called champion, he can't do it. Never had it, never will.
That's right, that's right. So just to clarify that, I did make that mistake. I can admit my mistakes, but I can tell you, not everybody that wrestles is capable of the moonsault, and anybody that thinks so, they're just stupid.
Okay, so Michael The Rock Johnson says he's going to do a moonsault.
Yeah, the moonsault.
Ledge builds it up. Michael The Rock Johnson does, for the most part, a moonsault, right? For all intents and purposes, it's a moonsault. Ledge says, oh my God, that's the first time it's ever happened. Guy writes a letter and says, Great Muta was the first person to do a moonsault. Ledge says, no, my neighbor told me that it was this other Japanese wrestler. So kiss my ass. Then the next week says, okay, all right, I said that Vader didn't do a moonsault, but he did do a moonsault. And I'm right because your argument is that guy who wrote the letter, that Hulk Hogan can do a moonsault. So I win. I don't want to get too political here. But if that's the way Ledge can weave a nice circular, nonsensical argument, He's wasting his time in Tulsa. Get this guy to Washington. Penitentiary. Worcestershire.
Cajun realizes that all it would take is one mistake from Annihilator. Referee McCoy just ordered the bell right.
So they can't even do that right. So they're trying to do the thing where both guys' shoulders are down and the good guy gets his shoulder up at the last second, but the ref counted 3, so it looks like the bad guy won, but really technically the good guy won. But the ref just stopped counting. So just thank you, World Wrestling Empire. It was dodgy there for a second. We were heading into some kind of mediocre, boring, whatever wrestling, and we ended strong. We ended with exactly what we expect, exactly what we require: incompetence. And incontinence.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Devlin's Dungeon. I've got on either side of me Sergeant Gomer and Lieutenant Goober of the military expense. What makes you think that you guys have any right to compete in the rings of the World Wrestling Empire? And my biggest question is, how did 2 losers like you even get in here in the first place?
Well, let me tell you something, Burger King, right now. I just want to thank the WWE for letting us get a chance at wrestling the WWE champions.
These 2 little boys. I think these guys are both trying to finally get dangerously and sloppily suplexed by a middle-aged man badge.
Suppose you got something to say. Can you speak in words that have more than 3 syllables in them?
Listen here, Devlin.
You're disrespecting a future U.S. Army soldier.
We're willing to take on anybody. We don't care who they are. We'll take a beating, just like a Timex. Take a beating and keep on ticking.
So close. I think this close, pal.
Timex, it takes a beating and keeps on ticking.
Managed by Flamin' Raymond, you know them simply as Leopard Men.
So what do? We have one of the most successful characters in the history of 1995 Tulsa, Leopard Man. How do we capitalize on that? Well, we just times it by 2, baby. Leopard Men. The cutest thing about Leopard Men is not just their matching outfits with the black t-shirt under the singlet, but that one of them had white boots and one of them had black boots, and they just did a little switchy switch, and now they have like one white boot and one black boot. This is adorable. Why do they both walk like they shit their pants?
Tag team, and I'm going to take great pleasure in watching these 2 men wipe out.
I think both of these men need to go to the back and wipe out.
The Southern Express!
The Southern Express, just a piece of shit tag team, and in keeping with my tradition, I will never not put the McDonald's flag over top of that idiotic flag that douchebag is carrying because of a dumb comment that someone made on my channel. So, now and forever.
How do we tell these guys apart? Leopard Man 1 and Leopard Man 2?
Leopard Man and telling them apart, I have no idea.
Leopard Man and Leopard Man. Action.
Well, there's something you don't see very often. Scott Summers diving into the ring, trying to get involved in the match before the tag. You know, Scott's always been a true champion.
No, this show's not about giving away wrestling's greatest secrets revealed. But we just saw a little one. When you have a hold on someone and you want them to reverse it without telling them to reverse it, you just give them what we call the office or the Iggy. You just go a little squeeze, squeeze. And we got to see one on camera. It's like we're very lucky today, folks, on today's on today's tour of the Leopard Men exhibit. We got to see some real life pro wrestling carny secrets. Don't feed the workers.
How do you tell these guys apart, Raymond? How?
By saying none of your business, I can only assume that the only way you tell them apart is penal related.
From outside the ring, a closed fist to the back of the head.
Very unlike the champion that Scott Summers is. Takes advantage of Doug McCoy having his back.
Oh, we got some leopard magic happening here. That's something I miss about wrestling. I like the guys that look so much the same that they can just switch out and the ref doesn't know. But like these guys do look very different. Like one of them is much thinner than the other one. So it's almost like when you would watch cartoons, like when I was a kid, I would watch like He-Man or something, and it would be like, there'd be an episode where like He-Man is hanging out, and then all of a sudden evil He-Man shows up and looks just like He-Man, and no one can tell them apart except for the fact that like evil He-Man is like completely blue.
Blew myself.
Man on his back and he dives out underneath the ropes. No, and the other.
It's a pretty slick save if you can't manage the backward clothesline over the top. Just like fall ass first out of the ring. It's the only option.
Now
he's getting up and he's heading back to his corner.
Shake Scott Summers' hand. That's not anything Scott Summers would be stupid enough to fall for.
There's nothing in the rule book that says the Leopard Man can't play basketball.
And he tags in Leopard Man.
If anybody would care to put me on their Christmas list, I could use a new pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses. So you send those into the World Wrestling Empire, I'll be happy to wear them, and I'll even use your name on the air if you're the
Why
nice
don't you
person
go
that
talk to
sends
your
those
buddy
me.
Uncle Donk about that?
I didn't anticipate Ledge would be such a label bitch, man. Like he loves it. He's in with the trend. He starts begging for Ray-Ban sunglasses, for some fan to send in Ray-Ban sunglasses, and like you think like, oh, it's just an offhanded thing. No, he talks about it the rest of the episode.
Unlike some of the other people in the Empire, I'm not busy taking ill-gotten money from anybody. My clothing and wardrobe is sponsored by Sir Knight Formal Wear. The sunglasses are given to me. I barely have a home to live in. I make no money. Unlike...
He's panhandling on the air.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's prove Devlin Blanchard wrong here. Send the Ledge a new pair of sunglasses. I'll wear them and use your name on the air. That's P.O. Box 593, Owasso, Oklahoma, 74055. Just send them to the World Wrestling Empire. Attention, Ledge. I'll be sure and get them.
It's not a bit. He means it.
Oh, Scott Summers is about to pull it off. Nice move. Kick out on 2.5. Scott Summers about to pull off the pin right there, and he makes the tag. Here comes the Tennessee Rebel.
It's great to build up. In wrestling, as some of you might know, we have what we call a hot tag, where one guy's in the ring getting beaten up, and he finally tags his partner, and his partner runs in and cleans house on the bad guys. It's perfectly par for our idiotic course. If World Wrestling Empire is a game of golf, it's Dorf.
Dorf, athlete extraordinaire. Conway shows his form.
I think I blew a tube on this.
Brother gets beaten up for 10 minutes, finally gets the hot tag, and where are the opponents? Checking the concession stand. Listen, these guys are really cribbing the tag team style of maneuvers that my cousin Little David and I had. Most diabolical tag team of the summer of 1994.
Ready to go after both of them. Him and the Tennessee Rebel with the big elbows. Send Leopard Man to the mat.
There's 1, 2, 3.
What a shitty finisher. I love it. Like, just the match falls apart, turns into a total mess. Shoot the guy off, and let's just both elbow him and just go home. It's fine. 7-Eleven, let's see. They're open 24 hours, but technically, like, they take the hot dogs off the rollers at about 10:30, so let's just get out of here.
Downey.
Our athletic director is Floyd Rabbit.
And marketing and advertising, Bobby Hammock.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to buy a t-shirt or one of these killer mugs right here, or just want to talk to the World Wrestling Empire, write this down. Write to the World Wrestling Empire, P.O. Box 593, Owasso, Oklahoma, 74055. Hey, send me a new pair of sunglasses. I'll
Send
love
him
it.
a light.
Scared yet? Spooky? Now that's what I call wrestling.